I'm Jerry Harms, the hydroponics guy, and today I want to talk about our mini greenhouse for growing orchids outdoors. Now we're having a little trouble with the audio on this video because we're picking up a lot of street noise, but I wanted to do this outside because I want to show you how this thing works. So moving your orchids outdoors for the summer is a great thing because your orchids love those hot, humid days and cool, damp nights. Perfect for growing orchids. The problem is if you haven't moved your plants outside before, or if you don't have a good place to set them up where they get too much sun or not enough sun, any problems like that, this is the ideal thing for putting your orchids outdoors because it creates the perfect environment for them. So our mini greenhouse, there's other mini greenhouses on the market. Our mini greenhouse replaces that plastic shell that you normally get with these things, which is really dangerous for orchids. Don't even try that. But we replace that plastic shell with a shade cloth, and this is actual greenhouse shade cloth, which allows the air to go through, but at the same time protects the sun. And what that gives you is a perfect growing environment inside for your plants. And the other thing about this is growing in these trays with our hydroponic system makes this a perfect setup. So I want to show you how these trays work. So let's go in the greenhouse and I can show you exactly how we set up the trays to put in the mini greenhouse. Back in the greenhouse, I want to show you now how the grower trays work for outdoor growing with our hydroponic system. So the first thing about our hydroponic system is the clay pebbles that we use to grow the plants in. They never rot, decompose, or break down because it's a ceramic. And the other thing is that they have capillary properties, or in other words, they'll wick the moisture up from the bottom of the pot. So for our outdoor growing, it's as simple as taking the plants out of their outer pots, you put them in the grower tray, and then when you water, you pour the nutrient solution. You can either pour it on the plants or in the tray until you get about a quarter or a half an inch of water in the tray, and your plants will be set for perhaps a week. Be sure to let the tray dry out totally, completely though, before you rewater. And the other thing that we do to the trays is we drill a hole in the end of the trays for drainage, so that if the plants get rained on, the tray will drain automatically, and if you happen to overwater, the tray will drain automatically. And now, like I said, for outdoor growing, another tip is it's just important that the tray does dry out between waterings. And in fact, if you have steady rains for several days, what I like to do is to go through my orchids and actually dump the water out of the trays so they sit dry for a couple of days. So there you are, the tray system for hydroponic growing outdoors. So let's go back out to our mini greenhouse. All right, here we are back outdoors with our trays set up in the mini greenhouse. Now what I've done here is the mini greenhouse will hold 4 trays. What I like to do is I leave the third tray off so then I can put my taller plants on the bottom shelf. The other thing while we're here is I put a paver underneath the bottom tray for stability. Now the wind will never blow this over. We have these sitting outside all summer in this hot blazing sun. The storms come through, the plants are fine. Everything holds up. And now if you look inside, that's a perfect growing environment for your plants. You've got good light, lots of humidity, good air movement, and there's not a lot of strong sun. Perfect for growing your orchids. So what we do is we close this guy up. And there you are, your orchids are in a perfect growing chamber for growing outdoors.